Thursday 5th of April 2022. Left the parents up in the northeast of England and are heading towards the Channel. Do one stopover tonight north of London. So the sat-nav just woke up in time to give me the right fork there. It is Thursday the 7th of April 2022. We've crossed the Channel again. We're in France. Got the early morning ferry. Turned up at Dover at about 2 o'clock, expecting to have to wait for the 4:40 ferry, but the 2:10 hadn't actually left, so they let me on that one. So we've done a lot of driving in the dark on this side of the Channel. Got off the ferry about 5:15 French time, and it's now nearly 11 o'clock, and we're just the other side of Paris. I say the other side, I mean more or less onto the south side now. Reason we're here is rugby yet again. The Heineken Cup has reached the last 16 stage, and it's a two-legged affair. Leicester Tigers are coming to Clermont Auvergne this weekend, and the following weekend we're hosting the same team, Clermont, back in Leicester. So this is a quick 7-day trip. Say 7-day, coming out on a Thursday, going back on the Tuesday. The idea will be to find somewhere just south of Paris, really, or an hour or so south of Paris, to spend Thursday afternoon and night, and then we'll complete the journey down to Clermont, which is situated in the Massif Central, the following day, on the Friday. Should take us about 3 hours if I've got my timings right to get down to Clermont tomorrow. Catch you later. We're going to have a look at the air in this little town on the Loire. We've done 7.5 hours driving today. Well past Paris, just north of Nevers. leaving Cosne-sur-Loire. It's 9:15, Friday the 8th of April 2022. We've got about 200 kilometres to go to get to Clermont Ferrand, so should arrive about midday.
Turn left onto A77.
As sat-nav woman said, we're hitting the A77 in the direction of Nevers. And then on to Clermont from there. Catch you later. Only 30 minutes from Clermont now. As you can see, we're heading towards the volcanic hills of the Central Massif, or Massif Central. So this is the park up I've been at since I arrived on Friday late afternoon. So Friday all day, Saturday all day today, leaving tomorrow. We're at Le Piste tram station and car park for the Michelin factory, which is behind. Le Piste, which are the snow slopes, artificial snow slopes, which you can see in front of us. Plenty of space for motorhomes in the area up in the top left corner where you can see the three of us at the moment. And there's a service point, everything you need except electric hookup. And the tram station is here, just 20 metres from the front door. And it takes 15 minutes to get into the centre of Clermont. And I bought a carnet of 10 tickets for €14, and actually needn't have bothered because I then saw a sign which says travel on the tram is free on weekends. Clermont Ferrand is one of the oldest French cities. It sits on the plain of Limagne in the Massif Central, surrounded by a major industrial area, and it's known for the chain of volcanoes, including the dormant and dominant volcano Puy-de-Dôme. It was known as early as the Greek times as the capital of the Auvergne, which is obviously where Clermont Auvergne comes from, and it developed under the Gallo-Roman era under the name of Augustonementum in the 1st century BC. The forum of the Roman city was located on top of the Clermont Mound, the site of the present cathedral. During the decline of the Western Roman Empire, it was subjected to repeated looting by the usual peoples who invaded Gaul, the Vandals, the Alans, Visigoths and Franks, and later raided by the Vikings during the weakening of the Carolingian Empire in the early Middle Ages. It grew in importance under the Capetian dynasty. In 1095 it hosted the Council of Clermont, where Pope Urban II called the First Crusade. In 1551 it became a royal town and further made in 1610 inseparable property of the Crown. Today it's famous for hosting the Clermont Ferrand International Short Film Festival, one of the world's leading international festivals for short films. It's also home to the corporate headquarters of Michelin, the global tyre company founded there more than 100 years ago. With a quarter of its municipal population being students and 6,000 researchers, Clermont-Ferrand is the first city in France to join the UNESCO Learning City Network. Along with its highly distinctive black lava stone Gothic cathedral, Clermont's most famous sites include the public square Place de Jaude, on which stands a grand statue of Vercingetorix, astride a warhorse and brandishing a sword. The inscription reads, "J'ai pris les armes pour la liberté de tous," I took up arms for the liberty of all. The statue was sculpted by Frédéric Bartholdi, who also created the Statue of Liberty. The fortified castle of Claris-Mons gave its name to the whole town in 848, to which the small episcopal town of Montferrand was attached in 1731, together taking the name of Clermont-Ferrand. Food production and processing, as well as engineering, are major employers in the area, as are the many research facilities of major computer software and pharmaceutical companies. The city's industry was for a long time linked to the French tyre manufacturer Michelin. For most of the 20th century, it had extensive factories throughout the city, employing up to 30,000 workers. While the company maintained its headquarters in the city, most of the manufacturing is now done in foreign countries. The downsizing took place gradually, allowing the city to court new investment in other industries, avoiding the fate of many post-industrial cities, and keeping it a very wealthy and prosperous area, home of many high-income executives. Obviously, it has a rugby team in the highest French division. It also now boasts a football team with the same pedigree. This season, the football team got promoted to the Premier Division in France, and they're clinging to that status, if only just. One of the only problems for Clermont is the actual transport links. It has connections by the main railway station to Paris and several other regional destinations. It's not on the TGV route, which will not arrive until 2030 at the earliest. It'll be one of the last major cities not to have a TGV stop until that time. There are road systems, but you still have to negotiate the Massif Central. It has an airport, but it only operates flights within France. However, if you can get to Clermont-Ferrand, I'd highly recommend you try. It's a fantastic city to visit, plenty of sights, places to stay, walks, hikes, plenty of shopping to be done, and plenty of local produce to be tasted and sampled. So it's Sunday the 10th of April, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, coming up to the Harlequins Montpellier kick-off. Still 40 minutes before kick-off. Crowds are gathering. So we're in the part of the ground called the Passage, which is basically a walkway around the pitch. Below the actual stands, both the upper and the middle. Well, the Clermont fans got what they wanted. Red card to Tigers. It was a 50-50 shout.
Good jump. Good jump.
Tigers have pulled another brilliant game out of the bag. Excellent defence has seen them through this game. Brilliant team performance. Well done, Tigers! Well done! Well done. Monday the 11th of April 2022, returning towards Calais from Clermont Ferrand after our famous victory there yesterday, 29 points to 10. Fantastic victory, great night out afterwards, but it has meant a mammoth 9-hour drive today to get somewhere near to Calais, so that I've only got about an hour's trip tomorrow to the port to catch the ferry at 8 in the morning. Probably going to stop in Montreuil, the free air there, but we're just going round of diversion, so I'm hoping I can find it. It's Friday the 15th of April 2022, Good Friday. It's 7 o'clock in the morning and we're leaving Saltburn, heading for the Peak District, North Derbyshire. Spend one night there and then we shall go to Leicester on the Saturday to watch the second leg of the Heineken Cup last 16 round, Leicester Tigers against Clermont Auvergne, with Leicester carrying a 29 point to 10 advantage from their away leg. The weather's set fair, and by setting off so early I'm hoping to ensure I get a decent spot around Mam Tor on either the high road or the lower road, but being bank holiday of course I expect it's going to fill up fairly quickly. So in the meantime, we're also hoping to fill up with some LPG on the way, and we've got to collect some shopping as well. Saturday, the 16th of April 2022. It's 9 o'clock. We arrived yesterday, Friday, in the Peak District, just under Mam Tor. Lovely weather, as opposed to today, which, if I turn you around, and then I'll put up a picture comparing yesterday's view with what you can see now. Anyway, it's game day for Leicester Tigers. We're in the last 16 of the Heineken Cup, European Rugby's premier knockout tournament. We're in the double header round of 16. Today is the return leg. We're carrying a 29-10 lead into the game, but we'll take nothing for granted. It's about 2.5 hours down to Leicester, so I better get on my way. Catch you later. And we're in the distillery in Leicester, watching Harlequins against Montpellier. Totally crazy game. And with us are some Clermont fans who've been here since 1 o'clock, well 12 o'clock really, and a journalist from Clermont. The early birds are ready to get into the ground on the Breed and Stand terrace.
That's unusual.
We're not actually going anywhere here, so get rid.
Everybody happy? Did we win?
Okay.
Pass on these two French guys. How brave is that? And they can throw on the good.
We had a good day. That was amazing.
Let's get some proper singing. We know that the power of your love.